So we're matching the cards. And we've already talked about that. If it's inside, it'll change the Y or the X. I think I put the wrong thing up there. If it's inside, it affects the X, and if it's outside, it affects the Y. And so if it was inside, it affects the X. So we're going to be looking for the 2X plus Y, or comma Y. So is this X minus 5, is that affecting the X or the Y? Okay, and remember if it's X, it goes opposite. So we're looking for X plus 5. Down here. When it affects the X, it always behaves opposite. So here we have that 2 being multiplied, but we also have that plus 5. So we have to take and factor out that 2. What would be 5? What would 5 be when it's factored, when you factor out a 2? Any guesses? When you divide 5 by 2, what do you get left with? 5 over 2. Okay, so that means I need to multiply my X by 1/2 and subtract 5/2. Do any of these X's down here have that? No. So this one doesn't have a match. But that would be what the function would be, or what the ordered pair would be. So go ahead and write that down. So again, the parentheses, when it's in the parentheses, it's just changing the X. When it's outside the parentheses, it's changing the Y. So on the next one, we have the plus 5 at the end. Is that going to affect the X's or the Y's if it's outside? So inside affected the X value, outside affects the Y. So which of these down here show the X value being left alone, but the Y value having 5 added? Whenever it's outside, it behaves the same. So outside behaves the same, inside behaves opposite. So this negative X, is that affecting the X value or the Y value? Is it inside or outside? Inside. So inside affects X. So there you go. So this is minus 5. Is it inside or outside? So outside affects Y. And when it affects Y, it behaves the same. This negative in front, is that on the inside or outside? Outside. So outside affects Y. Inside or outside? Outside, because it's not in the parentheses.
Yeah.
And when it's outside, it behaves the same. And so outside affects X or Y. Which of these affects the Y's. Inside or outside on this operation?
Outside.
outside. So it affects the y value. And so it behaves opposite and affects the x. So when it's inside, it behaves opposite. Either opposite of addition is subtraction, opposite of subtraction is addition, opposite of division is multiplication, opposite of multiplication is division, or the reciprocal. So these are the two down here that we did not have something that matched.
Lisa is three.
What?
Lisa is three.
This is the third.
Okay.
So let's see if we can come up with a function that would match this one. So this negative x, what are we going to need to do to get that negative x created? Well, here's a negative x. What did we do to get that? What was going on in the original? So the inside needs to be negative. Okay. Then we need to get a negative y. So how do I get the negative y? Here's a negative y.
Is it outside of parentheses?
Mm-hmm.
Negative one.
So this is the function that would create this one. So if I want it to become x minus 5, would I need the operation to happen inside the parentheses or outside the parentheses?
Outside.
Look and see. Let's find examples.
Inside, outside.
Inside. And so x plus 5 was created whenever we had x minus 5 inside the parentheses. So how do you think I'm going to create the x minus 5? So if plus 5 was created with a minus sign, what do you think minus 5 is going to be created with? Plus sign. So when we're changing our x, it's inside the function and it's opposite. When it's changing the y, it's outside the function, it's the same. So let's make an example of each of these. And I'm going to put the examples in red. So this could be something like 1/2 x cubed. This would be something like x minus 5 cubed. I'm doing it all with the x cubed function. So my parent function on this is f of x is equal to x cubed, okay? So in this one, it's inside the function that's going to be changed, so it's going to become 2x plus 5 cubed.
Okay. Are they all just going to be cubed?
I'm doing cubed for all of them. I'm doing all of it with the x cubed parent function. So x cubed plus 5, because it's outside the function. This is inside the function, so it's going to be negative x raised to the third power. Outside, so it's going to be not in the parentheses with it. Negative x cubed 1/2 x cubed 2x cubed, and this one is 2x, that quantity cubed. Does everybody see how I came to that equation? So the parent function was x cubed. We've already gone over with this when I was working through the problem, and then y'all for homework are going to complete this chart.